Welcome to Oregon Quilting. This is Lady Elizabeth. We are on location at Montevilla Sewing Center, Portland, and we have a wonderful group of young ladies. The 2014 Rose Festival Court is here, and they are going to be making Quilts of Valor blocks, and we will be right back.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Montevilla Quilts of Valor event. How was Elmer's?
So easy.
Yeah? Did you get plenty to eat there?
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah. Oh, ice cream? Yeah, I didn't get ice cream. Yeah, okay. And you had fun serving all the customers at Elmer's?
Yes.
Well, wonderful. So we've got another great event planned for you. I'd like to introduce Brett Moore, who's the president of Montevilla Sewing Centers.
Thanks a lot, gals, for coming. This was a fun event last year, and we're excited to have you guys again here this year. So who is from Park Rose? Anyone from Park Rose? All right. That's my alma mater right here. Right here. Yeah, Dad, pulling for Park Rose. Okay. Not that I show any favoritism. I'm sure I'm pulling for all of you guys. But anyway, we're just glad to have you guys, and we're thank you that you're here.
Okay, and I've got two other ladies to introduce to you, and then we'll be having all of you do your formal introductions. So hopefully will that be what, the second time today? Third? Okay. Yeah, okay. Well, I know you're well practiced at that. So I'd like to introduce Linda. Just want to wave. And Linda is the regional coordinator for the Montevilla Quilts of Valor program, and she'll tell you a little bit more about that. And then also Barbara. So why don't we have you do your presentations first? So.
Hello, we are the 2014 Rose Festival Court presented by Pacific Power. We'd like to introduce ourselves and tell you what's happening during this year's Rose Festival. Annette.
Hello, I'm Annette Holgado, and I'm from St. Mary's Academy. I enjoy playing volleyball and participating in service projects. One of my favorite places to visit in Portland is the waterfront because I love to walk along the pier and look at all the bridges. If you also enjoy spending time at the waterfront, you won't want to miss this year's City Fair. It's open 3 weekends in a row starting this past Friday, May 23rd, and features music, carnival rides, local vendors, special attractions, and more.
Jasmine.
Hello everyone, I'm from Park Rose High School and my name is Jasmine Brown. I am involved in the Park Rose Elite Dance Team and a choir, and in the future I hope to pursue a music performing arts major. The Rose Festival has been making memories for Portlanders and visitors for over 107 years, and together we create $75 million of economic impact. So we invite all of you to join us at this year's Rose Festival by making your own memories and supporting your local economy.
Samantha.
Hello everyone, I'm Samantha Westmoreland from David Douglas High School. I take pride in leading my peers as a student council and ASB member. In my free time, I also enjoy playing guitar and making music. If you enjoy music like I do, check out the Rose Zone concert series. Thank you for coming out to see great artists like Vintage Trouble and Capital Cities and Kink on the Waterfront concerts this past weekend. And for you country fans, Justin Moore, the 2014 Best New Country Artist of the Year, will headline with Clay Walker at this year's Country Fest. Put on your cowboy hat and come down to the waterfront.
Teresa.
Hello, I'm Teresa, and I'm from Central Catholic. I am a peer mediator, school ambassador, and Eucharistic minister. One of my favorite Rose Festival events is the Grand Floral Parade. Join us for great music, floats, and more at the Spirit Mountain Casino Grand Floral Parade on Saturday, June 7th. Purchase tickets for weatherproof seating at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum, stake your claim along the 4-mile parade route, or watch the parade live on KPTV Fox Channel 12.
Amy.
I'm Amy Whipple, and I'm from Madison High School. I am Madison's Key Club Vice President, a member of Madison Leadership, cross-country runner, and varsity track captain. For my fellow runners, thank you for coming out for Portland's Rock and Roll Half Marathon and 10K on May 18th. With a band at every mile, everyone easily ran, walked, and danced their way to the finish line.
Taylor.
Hi, I'm Taylor from Grant High School. I am involved in my school's Constitution team, student leadership, and president of Black Student Union. I'm also a swim instructor for Portland Parks and Recreation. The One More Time Around Again marching band is making a big splash in 2014. They celebrated their 30th anniversary with a free concert on May 17th in Pioneer Courthouse Square. They'll also be making a lot of music, with over 500 marchers in the Starlight and Grand Floral parades. Additionally, the One More Time Around Again marching band is also the Grand Marshal for the Grand Floral Parade.
Jasmine.
Hi, I'm Jasmine from Benson. I enjoy running and staying active through my involvement in varsity basketball, volleyball, track and field, and cheerleading. You all can stay active too by participating in the Bank of the West Grand Floral Walk on June 7th. So practice your parade wave now and walk down the Grand Floral Parade route as hundreds of thousands of spectators cheer you on in Portland's Party Parade.
Jasneri.
Hello, I'm Jasneri from Lincoln High School. I'm in the National Honor Society and the National Society of High School Scholars. I love to take pictures of myself and my friends when we're out having fun. We'd like to see how you're making memories during this year's Rose Festival. Tag your favorite photos with the hashtag Rose Festival or join our selfie contest with the hashtag Rose Festival Selfie. Don't forget to say cheese.
Callie.
Hello, I'm Callie from Cleveland High School. I enjoy cheerleading, working for the school newspaper, and playing the piano. In the future, I hope to obtain a degree in neuroscience and attend medical school to pursue a career as a doctor. You don't have to be a doctor or a millionaire to contribute to the $1 billion Night Cancer Challenge initiative. This year, there are many ways to give to the Rose Festival's official charity. Join us to end cancer as we know it.
Isabella.
Hello, I'm Isabella, and I'm from Franklin High School. Some of the activities I participate in include National Honor Society and being captain of my JV soccer team. My favorite Rose Festival event is the Junior Parade. Come join us on Wednesday, June 4th for the Fred Meyer Junior Parade. Come see elementary and middle school marching bands play their way down Sandy Boulevard in the Hollywood District. This gives kids the opportunity to join in on the fun and have their moment in the spotlight.
Marlo.
I'm Marlo, and I'm from Glencoe High School. I'm actively involved in my school's newspaper, and I enjoy umpiring boys baseball with Washington County Associations of Umpires. One of my favorite Rose Festival events is the Starlight Parade because the handcrafted lit-up floats. Downtown Portland will glow at the PGE Solve Starlight Parade. Floats, marching bands, and many entertaining entries will light up tomorrow night, May 31st at 8:30 p.m. You can also catch it live on KPTV Fox Channel 12.
Emma.
Hello, I'm Emma Weibel from Westland High School. I enjoy volunteering, outdoor activities, indoor rock climbing, and competing in lumberjack sports. If you enjoy competition like I do, come to this year's Rose Cup races, June 13th through the 15th. The Rose Cup races attract more than 400 amateur drivers and over 25 classes of modern and vintage race cars. Join us this year to see who will take home the trophy.
Deja.
Hi, I'm Deja from Wilson High School. I enjoy participating in mock trial, science Olympiads, and the National Honor Society. One of my favorite Rose Festival events is the Dragon Boat Race because I like to support my friends that participate. The Dragon Boats aren't the only one on the water this year. The Rose Festival is excited to welcome Fleet Week ships from the U.S. Navy, Royal Canadian Navy, and the U.S. Coast Guard back to the waterfront park seawall June 4th through 8th.
Amelia.
Hello, I'm Amelia from Jefferson High School. I'm actively involved in softball, mock trial, Les Femmes Debutantes, and also the MPCE Nike Design Team. If you would like to see who's going to lead us as the next Queen of Rosaria, join us at the Queen's Coronation presented by Pacific Power on June 7th at 8 a.m., right before the Grand Fair Parade. We'd appreciate your support.
Kiana.
Hello, I'm Kiana Serrano from Roosevelt High School. I enjoy taking part in Black Student Union, varsity cheerleading, as well as spending time with family and friends. It's been 100 years since the Rose Festival first announced Queen. Thelma Hollingsworth was crowned. Save your pennies and vote for your favorite finalist in the special search for Queen Thelma. Cast your vote at the museum store at City Fair.
Thank you for hosting the 2014 Rose Festival Court presented by Pacific Power. We'll see you at the Rose Festival.
Thank you, ladies. I know you're all accomplished speakers, but something tells me you've done those presentations before, just a few times. So today's event, you're going to be actually sewing Quilts of Valor for a quilt, and we have two ladies who can tell you a little bit more about that program. So is there anyone here who has not sewn at all before? Okay, so Jasmine, Kelly, Isabella, Marlo, let's see, Kiana, Deja. All right. So there are coaches, and they're very excited to meet all of you. Each of you will have a coach. But before you meet your coach, Linda and Barbara want to tell you a little bit about the Quilts of Valor program as hosted by Montevilla, and we're going to do a quilt presentation, and then we have some refreshment and some settle-in time for you ladies. So, and then after that we'll get to work and we'll start doing the actually sewing on a Quilt of Valor block. So Linda, you and Barbara want to take it away?
Hi, I'm Linda Lutz. I'm the regional coordinator for Quilts of Valor, and we have a lot of ladies who quilt with us. All these ladies do the quilting, and they're going to be the coaches. Oh, and Bob. Yes, Bob. Bob's a quilter and a long armer, which means that he puts the quilts together and does the quilting on them, so which is great. And we have Rennie Reed, who does quilting, does the piecing and the quilting, and we have Barbara here, who is prolific in making quilts. She just does 2 or 3 a month. I'll tell you, she is fabulous. So are all these ladies. So we're going to teach you how to make a block, which is just straight stitching. Don't be afraid, because we've got coaches to help you. All right, Barbara, tell us a little bit of history about the Quilts of Valor.
Okay, thank you. I want to welcome you all here. A little history on the Quilts of Valor. It was established back in 2003 by a woman in Delaware named Catherine Roberts. Her son was about to be deployed to Iraq, and she was understandably concerned. And she wanted to know if there was something she could do to help in this endeavor. One evening, she had a vision, a dream, if you will, and she saw a soldier sitting on a bed. It was dark, it was dreary, he was sad, and that broke her heart. But then, as if in a movie, that scene changed, and all of a sudden this soldier was surrounded by light, he was happy, he was smiling, and around his shoulders was a quilt. And Mrs. Roberts, being a quilter, said that was her aha moment, that was something she could do to help this serviceman. So she took it upon herself to make a quilt and present it to a wounded soldier at Walter Reed Hospital. That really opened her heart, and she wanted to do more. So she got her quilting friends together, and they made a goal to make 100 quilts in a year. And it did take them a year to make 100 quilts. Well, fast forward to 2013, which is the 10th anniversary of the Quilts of Valor. And I wish you were sitting down, because as of this week, we have awarded nationally 99,836 quilts. So we are real close to that 100,000 mark. And now, you can all do the math, but going from 30 quilts a year for those first 100 to almost 1,000 a month is amazing. So we're really proud of that. So a little bit more about a quilt is oftentimes a quilt is referred to as a 3-layer sandwich, because you have the top of the quilt, which is made up of different fabrics, colors, sizes, shapes, and that represents the people that have joined this endeavor to put together a quilt, represents the veterans and their families. The middle of the quilt, which is the batting, provides the warmth. That is the comfort that keeps them warm. The underside of the quilt, which is called the backing, is the support that holds the quilt together. And that, again, represents the support of the veteran's family, community, the nation, and so forth. The stitches themselves on the quilt are stitches of love done by the quilters who have taken their time to create a work of art. Sometimes they could be tears of could be tears also, for the purposes of, why they're doing it and their involvement. So the whole quilt together is amazing. And so when it comes to presenting a quilt to a veteran, it takes about 3 months to build a whole quilt. And by the time it gets to that deserving recipient, it has been touched by many people, from the people who've picked out the fabric, sewed it, put it together with the binding, quilted it, put on a binding, made a pillowcase, put on a label, and then presented it. So by the time it gets to that recipient, it has been touched by 10 to 20 hands. So that our hope is that when it's wrapped around that recipient, they can feel all those fingerprints and hands comforting and protecting them. So thank you. I look forward to working with you. Okay, and now Linda's going to make a real presentation.
We have a wonderful veteran who's part of our sew-in at Montevilla. Her name is Regina Price, and she was a nurse in the Air Force. And so on behalf of Quilts of Valor, we want to honor and comfort you. We want to honor and comfort you. So on behalf of Quilts of Valor, we want to honor and comfort you with this quilt. Although we do not know the depth of your sacrifice for protecting and defending the United States of America, but we'd like you to accept this quilt as a part of the gratitude. I think John wants to get it. Let's have John look at it. We'd like to wrap it around you. And then turn around. Thank you, Regina. Can you tell them a little bit about what you did in the Air Force?
Well, I did a lot of different jobs. I worked in high school athletics, and I was an aeromedical evacuation nurse for 3 years. And so we flew missions through Europe, back to the States, and the Middle East and Africa. So we transported patients.
Congratulations, Regina, and thank you for your service. Okay, so as promised, we'll have a little bit of settling in time. We have Montevilla's provided a reception of snacks back there, and if anyone needs to use the ladies' room, they're over to the left there. So just a few moments to chat and mingle, and you can look for your quilting mentor. Your quilting mentors have all already seen pictures of you and picked out, who they're going to be mentoring. And then if you haven't found your quilting mentor during, while you're having snacks, don't worry about that. We'll be going into the classroom, and you will certainly be matched up then. So have fun.
Thank you.
Welcome to Oregon Quilting, and we are having a wonderful time. I'm here with Sherry, plus 15 beautiful young ladies, and we're at Montevilla to celebrate Rose Festival, but also the Quilts of Valor. And so the Rose Festival Princesses are here, and they are actually sewing blocks for Quilts of Valor. So Sherry is one of the directors for Rose Festival, so tell us a little bit about what we're doing today.
Oh, well, first, Elizabeth, I want to say I can't believe it's been a whole year since we were here. This is the second year that we've done the Montevilla Quilts of Valor Rose Festival Court event, and we're just so thrilled to have the support of Montevilla Sewing Centers as well as the Quilts of Valor.
Yes.
Sew-in ladies, and of course, to be on Oregon Quilting again.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. And so you are one of the volunteers for Quilts of Valor, right? You've been quilting for a long time?
Yes, I've been quilting for a long time. We started Quilts of Valor last year, being part of it, about a year and a half ago. And the church in Oregon Quilting has already made about 75 quilts. So.
Wow, that's wonderful. So as Elizabeth mentioned, as you, we have the 15 Rose Festival, the 2014 Rose Festival Court here, and some of them have never sewn at all before, and some have sewing experience, and they're each going to be learning to make a Quilt of Valor blog, right?
Yes, yes.
So speaking of Quilt of Valor, tell me a little bit about this quilt that's on the table here.
Well, this quilt, Fons and Porter, Marianne Fons, does a lot of designing, and this was one of her first designs for Quilts of Valor and for the Under Our Wings program. And the Under Our Wings is when someone who's already quilting takes somebody else who knows nothing about it, and they kind of mentor them and teach them how to make a block. And so this was one of the first designs that Marianne did. So,
okay. Well, and I think that's what they're calling this, the Rose Festival event, where the princesses are under our wings, because as we mentioned, some of the girls have never quilted before, and they're going to be doing a quilt block. So why don't I run back to the sewing room and see how they're coming along,
all right.
And we'll hear from some of the Rose Festival princesses.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll be right back, Elizabeth.
All right, thank you.
So Elizabeth, I'm back. I went into the classroom, and there's a real hum going on in there with all of the princesses sewing and being guided by their mentors. And I have Princess Jasmine McKenzie here, and your mentors here. And Jasmine, I understand you've never sewn before, is that correct?
That is correct. I've never sewn a day in my life. My granny only lets me iron the seams.
Oh, and actually today you don't even get to iron the seams.
I know.
And we're not ironing them open, we're leaving them closed.
So how's it going in there?
It's good. She only used the seam ripper twice.
Oh, your mentor's having to use the seam ripper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So was she making mistakes, or?
No.
Well, Jasmine's been a real trooper because she hasn't sewn my finger yet this year. Hannah last year sewed my finger.
Yeah, exactly. Barbara, you were a quilting mentor last year, weren't you?
Yes,
yeah, and you came back this year, even though you got your fingers sewn last year.
Right.
I won't sew your finger.
Okay, I'll keep my fingers out of the way this year.
You'll keep your fingers crossed. All right. Well, thank you so much for taking a moment, and we'll let you go back in and finish your quilt block then.
Okay. Yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing what it looks like when you're all done.
Me too.
Thank you.
Thank you. So Sherry, you're back again.
I
and
am
this
back.
time it looks like a completed block.
Yes.
That's right.
This is
my proud work.
Yes. Yes. So Princess Emma and her coach Faith are going to talk about her block, but Emma has experience, so that's why she got done so quickly.
You want to hold it up so then the camera can.
So Emma, so tell us a little bit about how it's going in there with you and Faith working on the quilt block.
Well, I think we kind of got a system going.
Yeah, it's pretty good. She's a pretty good little sewer.
We were a good team.
We're talking about her coming back sometime and teaching her how. Yeah, she could do that, or here at Montevilla to learn how to make a T-shirt quilt.
Oh yeah.
From all her T-shirts.
At the end of my senior year, I want to make a T-shirt quilt.
Yeah. So that would be cool.
We can do that.
And Faith, you're touching upon something that is so common among all of the Rose Festival princesses. Is this even part of them becoming a Rose Festival princess is having a number of service hours. So prior to even being selected as a Rose Festival princess, they have they've worked done a lot in terms of community service, and then certainly during their tenure as a Rose Festival princess, there are so many service projects. This just being one of them.
Yeah,
So
this would be under our wings, and we're showing them how to do it, because she has sewn before, but she's never done quilting, and there's a difference.
Inch is a little different than a 5/8 inch, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She says, and then she learned a scant 1/4 inch today.
Yeah.
And we learned how to press.
And
did she touch the iron?
She didn't
Okay.
touch the iron.
No. Okay, all right.
But she finger pressed.
Oh, yeah.
So we let her finger press.
Well, good. Let's take another look at that quilt block, and then we'll let you go in and do a second one then.
Great. I'm so excited.
All right.
Thank you, Emma.
Thank you so
Thank you, Emma.
much.
Okay, and we'll be back.
Thank Okay. Elizabeth, I'm getting worn out running back and forth to
I
like
know.
quilting room, but look, we've got a more crowded table this time.
We do.
So, yeah.
But I've noticed points matching. I don't care what else is going on. You guys have matching points. Yes.
So we have
they're great
Princess
sewers.
Teresa and Princess Annette and their coaches. And Teresa and Annette, I understand both of you actually have connections to the military. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, both of my grandpas were in the military, and my cousin served on the Coast Guard, and he attended the Naval Academy.
My grandpa and many of my uncles were in the Navy, and that's kind of how we earned my grandpa's Filipino, and that's my dad's side of the family, and that's how we earned our citizenship, or how they did at the time, was joining the Navy and, serving America. So.
Well, and now you're helping contribute in another way with the Quilts of Valor quilt blog. So it looks like, Annette, you have a complete blog. Would you and your coach like to tell us about your blog and how the experience has been?
Well, she's a natural sewer. She did really well. Plus, I taught her things like finger pressing, so we didn't have to wait for an iron. That helps too.
Right. It went a lot faster than I expected, and she was a great coach because I didn't know what I was doing, but she taught me really quickly.
Well, you certainly can't tell that by looking at your blog. Nobody would know that you didn't know. It does not look like you did not know what you're doing. And then Teresa, your coach, you have a special coach, right?
I
do. So should we? So tell us a little bit about your coach, and then Bob, you can also tell your story because you have a military connection and are very familiar with Quilts of Valor.
Well, Mr. Bob has been super supportive with my quilting talent and experience today, and he taught me how to make sure my quilting is going straight through the sewing machine so I don't have to use the Jack Ripper.
Also known as a seam ripper, right?
Seam ripper.
Okay. And then, Bob, you have a military connection?
Yes. In fact, last year at this time, I received my Quilt of Valor. And I will tell you that, I'm sorry, just thinking about it still chokes me up. It's probably my most prized possession. It means so much to people that get it.
And Bob, how long have you been then also giving back through the Quilts of Valor program? You've been one of their volunteers for quite a few years.
Somewhere between 3 and 4 years.
That's wonderful. Very cool. Well, thank you, Bob, Teresa, Annette, and Maureen. And we'll let you get back to the sewing room and keep going, right?
Thank
Teresa,
you.
we want to see you finish your blog.
We're working on it.
He's going to get more than one done.
All right. Rolling.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, here
Nice
we are.
and
Okay,
cute.
yeah, exactly. All right. So it looks like we already have our next princesses and mentors here ready to tell us about their experience. So we have Princess Samantha and Princess Isabella and their two mentors. And I understand, so let's hear a little bit about how it's going. Let's show us your quilt blocks. And if you have a military connection, we'd love to hear about that too.
Do you want to start, Samantha?
Sure. So I have very minimal sewing experience, but Miss Bobby here is a really good teacher, and I think this turned out okay, so that is good.
Say more than okay.
Turned out fabulous. Thank you. Thank you.
Yay! Let's show your quilt block up again so that you can get a good look at that.
Points. Thank
you. I have a cousin who has served in the military, so it's definitely a good connection, and I think it's a really cool organization that these people are making quilts for people that have done so much for us in our country. And yesterday we actually visited the Veterans Hospital, so we met a lot of veterans, and a lot of them, I'm sure, would be so excited and happy to receive a quilt such as this one. So it's a really cool experience, and I'm really glad that I was able to do this today.
Right. And Bobby, you've returned, right? You were a mentor for this event last year, right?
It was such fabulous fun. I decided to do it again this year because how could you not? How could you not? It's a fabulous thing to do for our veterans, and they deserve it.
And for our princesses.
Yes.
Thank
you. A whole new group of sewers coming on board.
Okay. And Isabella, your quilting mentor is a first timer, right? So how's it going with you and Myrna?
She did great.
I was shocked by what I did. I can second the experience that Samantha has. I have little to no sewing experience, and I have broken a lot of my K-8 school's sewing machines. So I was very happy to make it through this with her sewing machine still alive.
And she didn't jam. I'm sure all she did was jam up the K-8 machines, but she did wonderful. And this is my first year with Quilts of Valor. I met a friend to exchange something, and she said, meet me at Montevilla Gresham. And I walked in, and there was all these quilts, and everybody was sewing, and it's like, what are you guys doing? So they told me, and I said, can I come play with you guys? So that was in December, and I've loved it.
And here you are.
It's a great organization. And to teach the girls, it's like, yes, I'll be there.
It's been great. It was a lot of fun.
All right. Well, thank you, ladies, and we'll let you get back and continue working on some more blocks.
Yay.
Thank you.
So we're back again. Sherry has brought some more beautiful, gorgeous, lovely sewers who also just happen to be princesses.
That's right. We have Princess Callie and Princess Jasneri along with their mentors, and we'll let them tell us how it's been going today.
Well, we've been having lots of fun sewing, and it feels so good that we're sewing these for veterans and people that have fought in the war for our country so that we can have freedom here. And well, I've made two quilts with my mentor, Brenda. So this is Brenda, and she's a great mentor, and we've done a lot.
Yeah. And Brenda, you're a returning mentor, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we did this last year also.
Yeah.
Well, I think she's a little better than last year.
Thank you.
No names.
Your points,
we'll just take that as a compliment.
Thank you.
Okay. So I think it's also proof that a great quilting mentor can pick anybody, right, under the rings and help them make a quilt block even without experience or with limited experience.
Yes.
Okay. And Callie, let's hear how's it going with you and Leanna?
Oh, we're having a lot of fun. I really haven't sewn hardly at all before, so I've made a couple mistakes, and then we've gone back, and Leanna's been really helpful in showing me how to use the sewing machine and make a quilt, so it's been a lot of fun. We're having a really great time, and it's a great cause, so we're really happy to be here.
All right, let's take a look at your quilt blocks.
Yeah.
You have several blocks, right?
Here's the one I've been working on, and then Leanna's got some good ones.
So Leanna, you have previous quilting experience now. Obviously wasn't your first time.
Well, we thank the coaches and we thank the girls. You're very brave, and we appreciate everything that you're doing. And enjoy the rest of the Rose Festival.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Leanna, Callie, Jasneri, and Brenda. All right.
And I want to remind not just the princesses, but everybody that all of us, even if we've been quilting for 20, 30, 40 years, we all started with one block, one little seam, and so you're doing just fine. So how do you feel about what you've been doing?
I'm going for the miniature look with this, baby Barbie doll. No, I'm doing a lot better. I haven't sewn my arm yet to anything, so a lot better progress than I anticipated.
Well, let's hear from C's. How is Princess Marlo doing?
She is doing great. We have a very tough red fabric that's not very forgiving. And so we've been working really hard on
doing our 1/4 inch, getting the seams just right so that when we turn our points, they all line up. So
We've done
she's been doing
but just
great.
right.
Well, but you are becoming an expert with the seam ripper. You are doing an awesome job.
My new best friend.
That's right. So going for quality, not
There you
quantity
go.
here,
There
right?
you
Okay. And Amelia, do you want to tell us how it's been going in the classroom with you and your mentor, Barbara?
Yeah, so mine was I was a little nervous when I first started when she brought out little pieces because I had a little bit of sewing experience, but I did a table runner and pillowcases and it wasn't little pieces. So, and you have to, with this you have to be very precise and it has to be even, otherwise it's not gonna look great. But my mentor helped me a lot. She really made sure I knew what I was doing. And then we came out with these 2 wonderful squares.
Well, it does look like you know what you're doing. You've got 2 blocks already.
Well, she had some previous sewing experience, so we were able to hit the ground running and made a strategy of how to lay them out and then flip them over to sew them together, and it just went really well. And she was a quick learner and did a great job.
All right. Well, I think all 4 of you are troopers. We'll let you get back to the room and keep going.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we're still here. We've got 2 more beautiful princesses. And
Elizabeth, I'm having a deja vu experience. Like we've been at this
Are you?
table before.
Yeah.
One of our princesses is named Deja.
Yes.
And then we also have Taylor. Yeah.
And look, they've made blocks.
Yeah, let's
Yeah, we did.
tell us about your blocks.
Very fun. So I made mine all on my own.
You
And it was,
did.
yeah.
Wow, and
Awesome.
you must be an experienced seamstress then, or quilter.
I think I am.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
a pro.
Well, I mean, it was my first time, and I did 3.
You did 3, really?
Yeah,
Let's
I
see
just kind of
those
figured
3.
it out. It was great.
Well, but okay, this seems a little strange. Elizabeth, I thought all of the Rose Festival Princesses were supposed to have a quilting
I know.
mentor.
The others
Is-
we've had.
Wait, what?
Well, maybe.
Yeah, I need your quilting mentors are here.
I think we got caught.
Well, I guess we couldn't do all this great handiwork on our own.
True. They
But you
helped us so
did
much.
wonderful work.
Thank you.
So maybe the quilting mentors have something they want to say about the.
Only that she's a natural.
Thank you.
Very talented, and it's nice to meet such young, accomplished, confident young women.
Thank you.
Now, Myrtle, I know this is your 2nd year as a quilting mentor for the Rose Festival event. And then what about you, Regina?
Yeah, I was here last
Yeah,
year.
you were here
Yeah.
last year too. And so, wonderful. So, is there anything else the 2 of you would like to say about how naturally the quilting?
Well, Miss Regina got honored today, which was pretty awesome as a vet with the quilt, which I think is pretty cool.
It's a great honor for me.
Yeah. And so we've been working on these 2, and I did it all by myself. All by myself.
Well, I have to admit that I couldn't really do all this great handiwork on my own. She really taught me how well to get the seams together and get those nice straight lines I wouldn't have been able to have on my own.
Yeah, very true. I was being kind of joking, but I was joking. But yes, I definitely would not have been able to do this, and I'm surprised how much goes into making this one little square. There's so many stitches, and it's just amazing that Miss Regina and Miss Myrtle were able to help us along the way.
Right. Well, it sounds like it was a team effort. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Well, here we are.
We are.
How many more princesses?
Well, looks like we've got Sue and Rennie, right? So, are you 2 princesses then? It says Rose Festival event.
Yes, we're princesses.
You're princesses.
And
you've been making.
You mean like for the Rose Festival?
Yes, and we're making quilt blocks for Quilts Of
Yeah.
Valor.
Well, I knew Montevideo was hosting a Rose Festival event with the princesses to make some quilt blocks. So you made these quilt blocks, and you're princesses.
Yes.
Okay.
Seem
a little old.
I was thinking their clothes didn't match.
Liar, pants on fire.
Okay, I
Just
think
kidding.
the real princesses are here. And they might have
that they
something to say about their quilt blocks,
About
right?
who made the quilt blocks?
Yeah, who did make the quilt blocks? Well,
Actually, yeah, we did. I was able to finish off 3 quilts today, which I was pretty proud because I haven't done sewing in a really long time.
show us your
Yeah.
quilt blocks?
So the first one that I did today was this one. And that went pretty good. And as you'll go through the rest of the quilts, you'll actually see that they get better. And then and faster. That is, yeah. And Miss Rainey was a very good teacher, so I learned quite fast.
For me, I was pretty.
This one's my favorite.
I was pretty impressed by myself because I've never done quilting before or sewing, and so Miss Sue helped me out a lot. And this was my favorite quilt that I made, and it was really nice, and it made me spark tons of ideas because I then wanted to make my own blanket for cheer because I'm a cheerleader, and then I even asked her about making my own backpack, so it really it really impressed me, and I really like it.
The same thing happened to us, and when we make quilt blocks and start putting things together, we get all kinds of ideas. Actually, sometimes we wake up in the middle of the night and we
Yes, very true.
That's true.
What about
2
those
a.m.
UFOs?
I have an idea.
Lots of unfinished projects.
Yeah.
How long have you been sewing for, Miss Rainey?
When I was 12, I made my first dress.
12. Wouldn't it be nice to make your own dress instead of spending $60 on a nice summer dress?
It would be so much more meaningful.
I know, but I can't. I can, but I can't.
Oh, you'd be surprised. And there are classes.
She said, okay, whatever.
Sue, and you're not, you're a princess now, but you're a returning mentor this year, right?
Yes, I'm a returning mentor. I was a mentor
And I
last
could
year
pick
as
it
well. And I just love helping the girls because they do good work.
Yeah. Sue does an excellent job at teaching.
Yeah, well, it looks
so
like
we kicked it pretty much today. So
it looks like
They
we've
did a
got
great
some
job.
great teams here
For
with.
not sewing, they did fabulous.
So look at that, we've got 7 quilt blocks.
Yeah.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank
and
you.
Thank you
Thank
all
you.
so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
SEW much.
Okay, we're here with Princess Amy from Rose Festival, but also Karen from Oregon Quilting, and so they had a very special relationship today.
Yeah, so tell us about how the quilting went.
Oh, the quilting went really good. So this was my favorite one that we made. And I didn't hear your whole story. We got through quite a few of them. So, and
how many quilt blocks did you make?
She made 5.
5, wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, had you sewn before, Amy?
Yes, I have. I've made an apron and a bonnet and some other little things before.
It looks like between you and your mentor, Karen, you were quite prolific there.
And you have connections with the military.
Yes, I do. My dad was in the Navy, and my uncle's in the Army, and my cross-country coach he was in the Air Force, and I believe he's either in the International or the National Guard, and that's what he does now. National Guard. Thank you. And I have several cousins who are in the Marines.
And Karen, you have close family members.
I do. I have 2 sons. Well, one's retired now, but 2 sons that are in the Navy. My husband was Navy, and my dad was Air Force. Grandfather was military. Yeah, lots of people. And my brother-in-law's retiring this week after 30 years in the Navy. Pretty cool.
Sounds like this is a project that's very near and dear to your heart.
Yeah.
And Elizabeth, so again, we'll just kind of wrap the program with a mention about this quilt.
Was one of the first ones designed for the Under Our Wings program, which is what we've done today.
Yes, and I think what an amazing job the 2014 Rose Festival has done with their quilting mentors. So a nice round of applause for all of them.
Yes, yes,
That's a wrap on this event. Thank you all.
Thank you.